everybody, it's Tipsy Tuesday.
Who's ready for Tipsy Tuesday? What's it called when you do the chicky? Look how pretty!
A fun weekly show where we grab our favorite drink. Salud!
Diana!
I see, it's nice.
We take our bras off.
Somebody just wrote chicken.
And we laugh at people from around the world.
Yeah, I want some cheese and crackers. Of course I do.
Sometimes we even have guests.
So put your jammies on.
It's time for Tipsy Tuesday.
Hey everybody, it's Tipsy Tuesday. All right, who is ready to be done? I am. I plugged in this fountain today and I was like, I am going to relax all these bitches tonight. We're going to sit by this fountain. Close your eyes. Just sit here for a second. I don't know how many other people have been running like crazy. I had to shower twice because I worked on this patio for so long today. I was so disgusting. And I'm done now. I was going to nap so that I'd be awake for the show. But I don't know if anybody is at the age where you realize that if you nap during the day, you will not sleep for the rest of the night. Are you at old lady age where God says you only sleep for 5 or 6 hours? And that's it. And that's why we get ugly as we age. That's why the young people sleep so much. Is Tipsy Tuesday not on Facebook? It should be. It ought to be. I don't know. Girl. Linda, it's coming together. There's going to be a table over there tomorrow. Thank you, Penny. Hello from an RV in Boston. Okay. Do you? Who sleeps at night? I don't know. Allison, it's coming together. I'd be happy with 5 hours. I have the craziest story to tell you. I don't even know if I want to tell you because it's just so kooky. I'm going to tell you. All right. This totally happened. This whole thing happened. And if Eileen is here, she knows what I'm talking about. So I needed to get a new dentist. I don't know if anybody has had to change dentists, but I find it to be a lot. I had my one dentist for like my whole life. Then I had to grow up and get another dentist. I was with him for like 15 years. And then I was with another dentist for another 15 years. That's how old I am. I'm 3 dentists in, like committed relationships with dentists. So I moved to the country of Pennsylvania and I say to my girlfriend, hey, do you have a dentist you can remember? Yes. I go to the dentist yesterday and the hygienist is really nice. She comes in. Now she got the mask on. Okay. So all I can see is her eyes. She has dark hair. It's pulled back. And I can see just like a little gray up here, but pretty woman. Fine. So we talk a little bit. She's in the mouth. There's not a whole lot of talking happening. Fine. We do dental things. I hate when they ask you a lot of like in-depth, what do you do? And I'm like, So not a lot of talking. I want to get in and get out. I'm not looking for an eventful dentist visit. She wraps up, does the floss thing, and says, now just relax here. Oh, wait. Before she starts, she says, before we get started, everybody, I just need to take your blood pressure. And I was like, I'm sorry. She goes, I have to take your blood pressure. Because we're gonna be up here. And she was like, it's a thing now to take your blood pressure. 120/80. Fine. We do the dental thing. She goes, all right, so we're gonna wrap up here. Just give it a few minutes and the dentist will be in a minute. And I was like, great, fine, sure. Done this before, know what this looks like. A few minutes go by. Lady comes in, starts talking. Sounds exactly like the first lady. Comes over, different color scrubs on, same lady. Bitch, stop. So now I'm like, I'm looking at her and I'm like, am I crazy? Get out of those plants. I'm like, am I crazy? Or did this bitch just go change scrubs, put this mask back on, and now all you have is this, right? Because she's got the mask on, hair's pulled back. So she's like, how was your visit so far? And I'm thinking, bitch, you should know you were here for all of it. She was like, how have you enjoyed? This been an enjoyable experience for you? And I'm thinking to myself, well, up until this voodoo moment, and I'm looking at her scrubs. She's definitely in a different color. Same lady. And I was like, it's been fine. And she goes, this is your first time here, right? And I said, mm-hmm. She goes, oh, I do want to point out that I have a relative that works here. So now I'm staring at this lady and I was like, listen, I don't know you people. All right. And you have been all up in my business already. And now you're doing this weird chain. And I said, really? And she was like, yeah, a relative of mine works here. We look a lot alike. Oh, you're going to be vague about it. So now I'm staring at her with like Jersey face. And I was like, she goes, do you want me to call her in? I was like, yeah, bitch. I want you to bring your other dental hygienist self in here. And then she's like, come here, Lana. Doesn't another lady walk in the original scrubs, looks exactly like her. She goes, this is my relative. I go, why do you keep saying relative? Is she your sister? She's like, she is my sister. I was like, is she your twin sister? Because you look exactly alike. And then, of course, the other one was like, I'm actually younger. I don't have the gray hair. And I was like, now I know your sisters, because that's exactly what I would have said. I'd be like, she's obviously a lot older. So, and so she was like, we do like to tell people, because she goes, I've been in practice here for 20 years. She just started with us 2 years ago. And it has freaked a lot of people out because they have known me for years. And now she's just joining us. But she's been a dental hygienist in California. And I got the whole history. And I still looked at him like this. I was like, I think, yeah, there's something's up. Something is up. So it was a very interesting cleaning, to say the least. I was like, I think I'm being punked. You know how they do those things? Did you ever see, there was one on the internet where this guy goes in to see like a chiropractor, and he's talking to the chiropractor, and the chiropractor says, I'll be right back, and then exits that way. And then 2 seconds later comes in this way and just picks up the same conversation. And he was like, and the guy, the guy is like, you were just here. It's so funny. I'm just saying, if there was another me, if there was a twin me, I would screw with people so much. So I can't say I was like that mad. Mm-hmm. But it was something. Mm-hmm. So tonight is an exciting night because we have a lot of funny ladies on our show tonight. So I am going to be joining the Ladies of Laughter tour in Pittsburgh coming up next Saturday. And I'm super excited about it. We have some amazing comedians on. And so I thought tonight would be a nice night to introduce you. Yeah, Melanie, we're on the patio. It's not quite finished yet. So I do have some before and afters coming. But we have some great people coming up. So Leighann is on the show. Liz Glazer is on the show. And the very funny Helen Wildy. I've been calling her Helen Wildly with an L. Is that an adverb? I don't know. But that's not correct. It's Wildy. And she is a native of Pittsburgh. We've never actually worked together. So I'm super excited to actually be meeting her at the same time that you are meeting her. So please help me welcome to our show, Helen Wildy. Hey, Helen.
Hello. What an intro. Hi, Dina.
Do other people call you Wildly, or is it just me?
Oh, all the time. Wildly. You get some kind of sometimes you get like a wibbly. You get all kinds of nice things. I'm dyslexic, so I get it. Flip them around.
Yeah. That L, that didn't have to be there. So it's a great name. Is this your maiden name?
Yeah. Awesome. It is. Born with it. Excited.
I love it. So we've never met before, right?
No.
So you're a Pittsburgh girl. What is the comedy scene like in Pittsburgh?
It's great. I started in Pittsburgh and then I moved away, but it was wonderful. I mean, they've got an improv there, Pittsburgh Improv, and then they have a bunch of like bar shows, really fun things going on. There's arcade comedy theater.
I saw that on your Instagram. Do you have a show coming up? Is it this weekend?
I have a show in New York. I live in New York City now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah.
is arcade comedy? I saw that on your thing.
Oh, that's great. That's an improv and stand-up theater in Pittsburgh. Have you been to Pittsburgh before?
I have, but I only know the bakery.
Which bakery?
The one that everybody goes to. It's like the size of like a city block. You know what I'm talking about? If you say the name of it, I'll know. But it's like gigantic. And when you go in, like every baked good you can think of is there.
Oh, I'm not sure what that is. I'm gonna
You
have to go.
literally don't have a problem.
I literally can't think of what it is.
Sugar.
Sugar. I'm like, there's Holy's, there's like the fish market. There's all kinds of.
It's called Oakmont.
Oh, Oakmont Bakery. Yes, in Oakmont.
Is that not a big deal to native Pittsburgh?
It is. It is. I've just been away for a little while. You know, I've been eating my way through New York pastries now.
So how long have you been in New York?
Been in New York for 3 years. And then I was in Seattle and Raleigh since I lived in Pittsburgh also. What am I running from, Dina?
Where? You're everywhere.
I'm everywhere, yeah. So, but I'm so excited to go back home to Pittsburgh next weekend. I'm bringing my wife. I just got married. So
congratulations.
Yeah, she's a Jersey girl, so she's excited to get to spend some time in Pittsburgh. So we'll hit up Oakmont. We'll do all the greats.
Where is she from in Jersey? Is she North Jersey girl?
Do you believe in Central Jersey?
I believe there's a middle. Like Trenton, like
She's a Princeton area.
Yes. Okay, that counts. And I'm guessing she's like a normal person. She's not a comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thankfully. You can't, I don't think, can you have two in one?
You're not really allowed to. You're not allowed to. It's not recommended. Some people do. I know probably 4 couples that do it really well.
Yeah, I do too. I read the rule book though, and I follow it. I said, that's not.
Yeah, not good. So was the move to New York like, all right, I'm going to go dip my toe in the big time? Was it you or was your wife moving there for work? What was it?
No, I actually met her like right when I got here. So we've been together for 3 years and then we just got married. Yeah, so that was lucky. A 1 in 8 million kind of a find, I would say.
Wow.
But yeah, I came here for stand-up. I recorded an album in Raleigh before I left. And then they were like, hey, New York. It's like, hey, I've always wanted to live in New York City. So here I am. It's the best.
Wow. Whereabouts are you in New York?
I'm in the Upper East Side in Manhattan.
Okay.
Yeah, loving it.
I've got 2 kids in Brooklyn. One doing stand-up pretty regularly. So yeah. So.
Oh, nice. I have to bump into them.
Yeah. If you see any blizzards, those are mine.
Well, that's a great name.
Yeah.
As far as great names go.
Yes, they're easy to find. If she's saying curse words, then that's not the one that's mine. But she probably will be, Helen. She probably will be. So how would you describe your stand-up if anybody's coming to this Pittsburgh show? What is your slant?
Yeah, come. It's going to be fun. I actually was born in Northern Ireland and came here when I was a kid from Belfast to Pittsburgh. Got made fun of for my accent, so I started talking like this. I was like, no. Hey, y'all, trying to blend in. Yins want to go downtown, kind of a thing. So it's a lot about that. I grew up going back and forth all the time, summers and everything. All my family's still there, so it's a bunch about that.
Can you jump back into your accent?
Absolutely. Can you any time just back and forth like that? Because I talk to my parents in a bit more of an Irish accent, and then I hang up, and my wife's like, "Was that your mom?"
Why would you ever turn that off? I love it. That's the best.
Thank you. Yeah, so there'll be some of that at the show. It'll be cute. My parents will be there. That's exciting. You can come meet some Irish people if you're into that.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, that's so exciting. And so what has been like the biggest change? I mean, going from Pittsburgh or Raleigh to New York, what's been the biggest change for you?
New York is wild in that everything outside is so big and grandiose, and all the apartments inside is like so small. So just like at first I was like, wow, this is such a juxtaposition of like, okay, all the apartments are small, but the outside world is like New York City.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Sure.
And then, there's just so many comedians here. So I feel like I know hundreds, and I'm still meeting hundreds all the time, you know?
That's
So that's been
awesome.
crazy.
And it's so interesting is just kind of listening. So like how old were you when you start? Like I didn't start until I was 30. So I was like
Yeah,
an old
same.
lady. Were you
Me
30?
too. Yeah, I was 30. I just turned 40.
And
So
what
10
what were
years.
you doing prior to comedy?
Prior to comedy, I was working in medical device sales. Not as fun. That classic trajectory, you know?
Obviously. We're
Yeah.
gonna chat with Liz Glazer. She was a lawyer before. And
Yes.
it is interesting to hear what everybody's like alter ego was before they came to stand up. And so, like when you were like selling like medical equipment, did somebody say like, "Wow, you would be great at stand up"? Like, how does one make the jump?
I had always wanted to do it, but I was shy to get on stage. And then my brother double dog dared me. And I was like, well, now I have to. It's legally binding. So, and then I just fell in love with it.
And was the first time when you were still in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, it was at the Beer Hive in the Strip District.
Is that what it's called?
And
Your
that's
high?
what it's called, the Beer Hive. Yeah. And it was so fun. I just became obsessed with it. And the community was great. And I just loved doing it. And the writing, kind of like a word puzzle, you know, you're just,
Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
Now, when I started in Philly, there were probably like two female headliners in Philadelphia. And I'd love to say there's a ton more in Philly now, but there's not a ton.
Mhm.
What is it like for women in Pittsburgh?
Yeah, there's been a ton in the last 10 years since I started. There's been a ton. People do eventually sometimes move away, you know, can be hard
Yeah,
in some of these smaller scenes. But yeah, they've got a great scene. They've got a bunch of people who are worth going to see. You can go see them. There's a bunch of people at the Improv all the time. It's definitely worth checking out. I've done Philly a little bit. Philly's
oh, yeah.
great.
Where did you like helium or
I did the Punchline.
okay, Punchline?
Yeah, it was fun.
Nice.
Yeah,
Well, that's where I am now. I'm in the Philly area, and so yeah, you'll have to let me know when you're
yeah,
not far in New York. Maybe I'll run into you there as well. So.
yeah, totally. And I got a brother in Philly, so I go all the time.
Oh, where is he in Philly?
He's in Fishtown.
Okay, nice, lovely.
Yeah.
Well, good. Any comic inspirations? Who does she follow? Who do you follow, Helen?
Ooh,
Who are
who
your
do I
favorites?
follow? When I was young, I really was into Brian Regan as a kid because you could put him on in the car. The whole family could laugh and listen. He was
Yeah,
clean. It wasn't like uncomfortable to listen
yeah,
with your
yeah, yeah.
parents. So I really loved him and his style. Steve Martin, I really loved. Maria
Yeah,
Bamford, I'm a big fan of now.
Maria Bamford. Now, would
Cameron
you say are
Esposito.
you a clean comic as well?
Yeah, I am clean. What
Okay.
about you?
I love that you said it like it's a bit. You're like, I am
I
clean.
am clean.
Like,
I'm clean.
I
Been
think
clean for 10 years. Clean comedy.
that's good. I love it. I would definitely say that I am cleaner than I've ever been. Like,
Okay.
I feel like, when everybody starts, you start out a little dirtier than,
Mhm.
whatever. So yeah. So now I feel like now that I'm actually funny, I'm like, I don't think I need it. Now, if I'm at a club and I just want to let loose, I can do that too. But,
Mhm.
I'm trying.
Yeah,
I think it's great. I'm a big fan. I mean, obviously, like Nate Bargatze is hilarious.
he's great.
Never curses. So it is somewhat aspirational to be able to do it. But so well, good. Well, it was such a pleasure getting to know you. Looking
What a treat.
forward to seeing you next Saturday. I know it's a long
Yes.
drive, so I'll be looking forward to hanging with you. But how can
Yeah.
people follow you? Where should they go?
They can search Helen Wildy. It's no second L, just the
No.
word wild with a Y. Or it's at How the Helen. We love a pun around here in these parts. So yeah, find me anywhere and hopefully come to the show. We'd love to meet you, hang out.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, Helen. It was such a pleasure.
Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me.
I'll see you. Bye bye. So that's Helen. I love her to death already. So it'll be great to work with her this week. So make sure if you get a chance to follow her. The whole Ladies of Laughter program, I actually started with like eons ago. This program has been around for a while. I'll let the creator tell you all the background on it, but they're is great history to it, but it really helps, new emerging comics. They have like a new comic competition as well as kind of a professional comic competition. And when I started, I think I was only maybe 2 years in, and I won the new talent competition. And it was like a really big deal for me to be able to do that. And so this has been going on, I got to say, at least 20 years, because I've been doing stand-up for 23 years. But let's hear it from the source, the creator of Ladies of Laughter. This is Peggy Boyce. Hey, Peggy.
Hey, Tina. How are you? Good to see you.
Good. It's good to see you. So this is your brainchild. Tell everybody a little bit of background on Ladies of Laughter.
Sure. We'd love to. I love seeing Helen, by the way. Doesn't she look like Brandy Carlisle?
She does.
Yeah.
She does.
She's not going to be singing, though, that night. She'll be doing
That's
her
a shame.
stand. Maybe. You never know. Yeah, I started this way back in the day. I had started out in comedy, and I noticed that there really weren't any areas where I would go to open mics, I would go to clubs to do my stand up, and it was just horrifying because I felt kind of like it was hard. It was difficult not only just to do the stand up, but also just to be like the only woman on a show, or the only woman in the room.
Yeah.
The only woman in the room, right. And it was just like, something's missing here. I love comedy, but I wish it was more of an atmosphere that was more welcoming. Mm-hmm. And so I ended up starting a competition. It was videotape at the time, and it was way back, probably 1993 it was when we started it. I know. And it was just nothing, it was just like a videotape thing that we just were like, hey, ladies, send your videos in. And we had a board, and we would look at the videos, and then we'd raise money through our shows, and we'd give out a check to the women. And it wasn't a lot. It was a couple $100, but it would help them with their headshots, or it would help them with whatever they needed. And then it sort of morphed into a live event at a YWCA in Bergen County, New Jersey. And it was called New Jersey's Funniest Female Contest. And at the time, Gilda's Club was opening in Bergen County. And then also we had invited sponsors to the show. And then we had a big beer sponsor basically jump on, it was like immediately jump on to sponsor us. And it was kind of like going from 0 to 1,000 within a very short period, and so they basically escorted us into comedy clubs, and we were in casinos. And the first year we were at Caesars in Atlantic City,
and that was like Tammy Pescatelli. Like, you've had some big names come.
Yeah, Tammy was our winner in 2000. We did it. The sponsor was like, oh, we want to, push our beer sales in Indianapolis. Can you do a contest there? And I was like, that's not really a big comedy town. I don't know who's going to show up for it, but we did it anyway. And what happened was all the ladies from surrounding areas like Chicago and Cleveland, they all drove to it. And she was the winner in 2000 in Indianapolis. Yeah.
I was trying to think. I don't remember the year I won, but I imagine it's around 2004-ish.
Yes.
It wasn't very long after I had started, and it was a big deal. I won with Jane Condon, who was fantastic. She was my professional winner. But it has opened so many doors for women. Why do you think that? So how did this turn into like a theater show?
I really wanted to do, initially when I had this idea, I was like, oh, I really would love to have something where the older comedians that were very professional mixed in with the youngers, and you could see women at different stages in their careers. That's what I really wanted. Yeah. But this beer sponsor was so, they really loved the contest aspect of it. So I was like, okay, we'll do that. And that's what I did. But I always wanted to do the tour. That's what I wanted to do. And what I love about the tour is that I get to mix newcomers with people doing it a little while and then people doing it a long time too. So
Yeah.
people can see like women advancing in their careers, and it's like a really big deal for someone that's never performed in a theater before.
Yeah.
And what happens is when you perform with very professional people, these women raise their game because they have to. It's like, you have to. And it's really fun to see them like break out and become, who they're meant to be on stage in front of a large crowd.
And
It's
a lot of
really-
people don't realize is that I remember being in the competition, and then, Jane will put together this yearly get together for all of us,
Right.
and your shows, that there are not a lot of times where you're on a show with all women, because God forbid that happens. They're like, it's a
Right.
Mother's Day show. I'm like, we could just get together and we could just be funny on a day that's not Mother's Day. Like,
I know.
I think that that's the great thing about it, is that you are able to network.
Right.
Even for me to be able to be with Leighann and be with Liz and be with Helen all
That's
together
right.
at the same time. I'm like, this never happens. And it's so unique.
That's sort of like an unconscious side, like wonderful side thing that's happened as a result of the shows, that the women then become, they get close, they connect, they network with each other, and then it just sort of expands the whole reach of what we're doing. And they're in each other's shows, and they swap stories, they swap contacts, and it becomes kind of a nice thing. But the evolution of women in comedy, it's been incredible over the last, I would say, 20 years. There really were only a couple of women, that you could name, count on one hand. And now everybody is a comedian. Everybody wants to be a comedian, and it's kind of cool. It's there's just so many women, and they're, the ones that are touring are making just as much money. Some are, as the men are. I think the highest paid comedian right now is Amy Schumer, in terms of like her touring, in terms of her movies, in terms of her, and she also was a contestant as well.
That's awesome. Now, somebody just asked, are you a comedian as well? Are you still performing?
I don't. I introduced the show. Honestly, it's a lot of like details that I have to deal with. And I'm always afraid, like, it's like wearing two hats. And I think when you get on stage, you kind of have to be so free in what you're doing that you don't have to, that you can't really worry about what's going on, behind the stage. But there are times that I do miss it, for sure. And when I see how much fun the ladies are having and how much fun the audience is having, I do get a little like, oh, I wish I could do that still.
Yeah. Sure.
But it's the kind of thing that you can't just, you really have to do it all the time to be good at it, and
sure.
And
so this show that we're doing is at the O'Reilly Theater in Pittsburgh, but you have shows happening all over the country. I know.
I do.
Leighann just toured. Who were we with?
We were in Seattle area. We were in Washington State. So we had 4 shows. Four shows out there. And the West Coast has been so good to us. Like, they keep inviting us back because these are, the East Coast comedians are so strong. Yeah. And so when we go out there, it's great because they welcome us, and it's so beautiful on the West Coast. Just to go out there and visit is just a joy. But this month, May, May is a busy month for us, just like what you said, for Mother's Day, and also March, which is Women's History Month. That's a big month for us as well.
So how can people find the other shows around the country as well?
Ladiesoflaughter.org. Just go on that site, and then we update it with new dates, continually as we book the shows. So, so it's been really great. And I feel, God bless you. I don't know if you're sneezing or coughing, but you're doing what? Both? A little of both. So, we have a bunch of shows in Oregon, in Washington State. And what's kind of cool now that we're having so many shows is that I'm adding really great, other great comedians as well to the tour. because the dates are, we're getting more and more dates. So we have Wendy Liebman is joining us in
good.
Port Angeles, which is right near Vancouver.
Awesome.
Mother's Day as well. There's
Awesome.
a show.
That'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, listen, I'm going to bring Leighann on next, but do yourself a favor and check out ladiesoflaughter.org. Find out when there's a show near you. Come check us out in Pittsburgh. But thank you so much, Peggy.
Thank you, Tina. I appreciate it. Look forward to seeing you in
catching up with
Pittsburgh.
me. All right. Thank you so much, Peg.
Be well. Take care.
Thank you. I don't know what it is, but I don't want to bring Leighann while I'm like dying. So Leighann is another fabulous comic that's going to be on our show. And I can't wait for you to meet her because she did such a good job. She was with Missy and I when we went to the Irma Bombeck conference. I'm sure she can tell you about all of that, but you're going to love her to death. She's been doing comedy longer than me. I'm at 23 years. So let's find out. She is one of the comics that I feel like Peggy was talking about when she was like, listen, it's something really great about putting new comics with comics that have been around. Like, girl, we've been around. Like, I got stuff to tell you. That is Leighann Lord. So let's bring her to the stage. I'm probably going to cough again, Leighann. So how are you?
I'm okay. How are you doing?
You're better than I am. I don't know what's happening. I think the pollen is just attacking me now.
Oh my goodness. I know that feeling and I'm so sorry.
So first, how are you doing?
I am fine. Well, okay, I'm tired because, like, what time is it?
At 9:30.
Yeah, no, I didn't pace myself. Like, I forgot almost that I was doing this, and I would have had a slightly different pace to my day, but I had to go out and get some sunshine.
We like when people show up rugged.
Well, okay, this is rugged me. They still beat awake, had some coffee. Yeah, this is me.
No, I like it. It's good for us. No one I would be mad if somebody showed up like looking amazing. I'd be like, you need to leave. So I'm glad that it's all natural.
Okay, sure.
I like that. So I feel like I want to jump in and be like, Leighann, tell everybody about your big life news.
Oh, I don't want to. I want to keep that private.
All right, keep it private, but I love it. And you glow. Not in a pregnant glow, but
oh no, that glow has sailed, everybody. But I wasn't trying to get on that ship.
Exciting.
But I will share. I am engaged, everybody. This is the second time around. I was really on my way to the shelter to get another cat. I had given up. I wasn't going to do this anymore, and I knew him. We were friends, but our relationship sort of came out of nowhere in the most delightful and surprising of ways.
I love it. Well, I feel a kinship with you. As you know, I'm on my own second time around. So I think it's important because I think that it's a conversation more and more women are having and trying to find the humor and all of that and the starting over. And so I'm a big fan. So I was telling everybody that you were with Missy and I at Irma.
Oh my gosh.
You have been with Irma forever. So my first question is, how long have you been doing stand-up?
Well, I don't do the math, but I stepped on stage in 1992, March 31st. So yeah, I don't add it up because I'm like, what? Because I see folks in the chat talk about how time flies, and like I started yesterday.
35 years. That's a long amount of time.
Yeah. I should try to get good at this.
No, you are good at it. And how long have you been with Irma? Because it's been a while.
Well, Irma started in 2000. It was actually only supposed to be a one-time thing, but it was so popular that they kept doing it. And then I came across them, I want to say in 2012, because back then I used to do a blog called The Urban Irma, because I grew up reading Irma Bombeck and, love the way she wrote her stories. So I was very influenced by her. And so I wanted to learn how to blog. I said, well, I'll just write my little funny, or what I would hope is funny or interesting stories. And I called it The Urban Irma because I didn't consider myself suburban at the time. And they found me. Hello. Thank you, internet. They invited me to come. I think the first time I performed for them. And then I I've had many things. I've done several, and they kept inviting me back.
That's
I've
awesome.
taught classes with them, the stand-up class, a writing class, and they've had the same host from 2000 to 2022. Right before 2022. 2000 was her last year, and that was Pad. And Pad said, "You know what? I'm tired. I want to stop doing it." And
Wow.
her and Terry, the executive director, they got together and they both said we should ask Leighann. And Leighann was stunned. Leighann was like, "What?"
It's literally perfect for you. You're like the
Oh, I
person
love it.
to do it.
I absolutely love it. It really is like coming home every 2 years.
It's really, really nice. So tell everybody about you. Like, how would you describe your stand-up? What's your take on things?
Oh, I always find that question to be hard, but I guess smart, funny, very low key, highbrow but low key. If you like witty, if you like, I talk about life, the things that are happening to all of us, but through my filter. When I was taking care of my parents, I talked about that. I now talk about being engaged. It's probably the only reason why I'm engaged. I needed new material. But I look at it through the lens of what other people have told me. They come up and they're like, "You're so relatable. You're so smart. You're silent killer." I've heard that, before. I'm like, okay, I'll take it.
And what is your connection to Ladies of Laughter? What year were you in it?
I was one of the, I wasn't in the first year, but I was in the second year, and it wasn't even called Ladies of Laughter then. It was called the Mary Jo Comedy Show Awards. And it was at the old New York Comedy Club, I believe. They've had several locations over the years. And yeah, I was very much a baby comic because I was still doing competitions.
So were you in the new category or the professional category?
I honestly don't remember. Because I'm not sure we had the categories.
Oh, maybe they didn't. Maybe they did.
Yeah. I mean, this has definitely been a labor of love and something that has evolved over time. What's been consistent is its love for and drive for giving opportunities to women. And, now, of course, matching or trying to put together experienced comics, seasoned comics with new comics. And Peggy is right. You do sort of step up your game. You do get some impromptu mentorship. And I think it actually goes both ways because younger comics, I shouldn't say younger, but yes, younger, but also newer in the game have other challenges and other perspectives and other ways of doing things. So it's sort of a mutual thing that we gain from each other on these shows.
Yeah. Well, it's funny listening to my daughter talk about stand-up. She's just so excited about everything. I'm like, I should probably be excited about more things. So
yeah,
try this. You might want to try that. But I should probably be more excited about things. So I agree with you that there is. Now, somebody said, where is she from and where did she get her start? And where did she get her start in comedy? Are you originally from New York?
I am originally from New York, born and raised. I got my start at the world famous comic strip in New York City. So I have been a New York comic from the jump. Wow. With everything that implies. I was running around doing open mics, hitting the clubs. That's when showing up back then made a difference.
Yeah.
So yeah, and I think it was you guys mentioned earlier, East Coast comics, no disrespect, East Coast comics bring it. We grow good comics here, but there are other cities around the country that also grow good comics. But you come here to New York City.
Yeah.
This is the Olympics. This is the major leagues.
It is for sure. Well, good. Well, how can people find you if they're not able to go to Pittsburgh, but they want to find you otherwise? How do they do that?
My website is veryfunnylady.com because you have to know me and love me to spell my name. There's a G and H in there for no reason. My parents were so creative. But that's how you find me. Either spell my name or veryfunnylady.com. I'm living on Instagram and Substack. I'm writing for that quite a bit now. So that's how you find me. Is
that also under Very Funny Lady?
You can get to it through Very Funny Lady, but also just looking, if you love me and you're looking up my name, that is where you will find me.
All right, good. Well, I'm so glad you could join us. I'm looking forward to working together again in a couple weeks. And you had a good time on your West Coast tour. When I left you were heading down.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That first quarter was such a whirlwind, and Washington was wonderful. It really was. The killer shows, killer comics, great time. I'm still recovering.
Good for you. All right. Well, good. Well, I look forward to seeing you. We still have Liz Glazer to meet, but thanks so much for being here.
Tell Liz I said hey.
All right. Thanks, Leighann. So it is a great lineup. It's a really fun lineup of amazing women. And I think you can tell everybody's got a different slant, a different story. And, you know, I feel like when you come to shows like this, there's someone that's on this lineup that you're like, this is my person. This is who I was meant to see tonight, which is what I think is so nice about what Peggy is able to put together, is that, you know, there's somebody that you're going to fall in love with. And then there's somebody you're like, I didn't expect that. I need to follow that person. And I think our last comic of the evening is one of those people. I'm interested to see, because I don't think she's been doing it as long as Leighann. I don't know that anybody's been doing it as long as Leighann. She's at 35 years. That is amazing. So you're gonna love her to death. As I mentioned, Liz Glazer started out as a lawyer and has made her way to comedy, and you're gonna love her to death. So let's bring out Liz Glazer. Hey, Liz.
Hi, Dina. Oh my God. I'm so happy to see you.
I know,
Like,
it's been forever.
I love seeing you. Remember when we had brunch?
I do remember when we had brunch.
Yeah.
Very busy since we've had lunch. Where are you now?
Okay, so right now I'm on the street.
Amazing.
I'm on the streets of New York City. So I'll take you through my whole day, okay? I was supposed to have my final therapy session today after 19 years, okay? And we were like coming to an intentional close, a conscious uncoupling, if you will, whatever.
Wait, are you better? Because I'm still in therapy. I didn't know there was an end.
Well, I don't like to say I'm better, because like, what's the who even knows that's a farce and a you know, a fallacy, whatever. But so basically, okay, so my therapist was like, you know, for the past few months, if I have to be real, said she, like, you'll bring in a thing and then you'll sort of like get yourself to where I would hope that you would get. And so that's one reason that she said. And then the other reason, and she's like, our goal is your growth and development. And wouldn't it be something that would further your growth and development for us to like not have an abrupt situation, but instead to like really come to a place where we're intentionally closing our chapter. And then, of course, there's like maybe her husband's in the background, like, can we finally retire and just get rid of Liz?
So
But
wait, so she's saying you're therapying yourself, so you don't need her anymore?
I mean, that's one of the things that she's saying. But what's so interesting to me anyway is like, okay, so we've been working towards like May 5th. May 5th is the final day. And I go Tuesday, 10 a.m. And not like New Jersey Transit is without flaws. New Jersey Transit is all flaws. Everybody knows this.
Yeah.
But in fairness to NJT, that's what I've been taking for a lot of the time that we've been going together, right? And so today I even had Karen drop me off before work. So I'm at the station 8:45. I usually take the 10:06 to get there for 11:10. The 8, anything after that, all of us on the train platform, it's like we all became best friends because we're like, they're not even making announcements. Like, what is even going on? Right. And then it's like getting to be like 10:30 and the whole rest of it. Anyway, so end of story was I was like, I really can't believe this, but like, I can't get in for our final session. So anyway, so we're going to have it next week, but it's like kind of weird that like it couldn't I guess it wasn't supposed to happen today. Apparently. So anyway, so that I should have had that, but I didn't. But then I had lunch with my brother, which was nice. He's in from Spain. So that was, you know, I wouldn't have been able to do that. Right. And then what did I do then? Well, then my next thing was I did an event, like a show, and that was on the Upper East Side. So I came from that, and then I have a set I'm hosting at 10:30 across the street, and now I'm with you here. So that's the whole day.
Okay, so the biggest thing that the craziest thing I heard you say is that you're going to do stand up at 10:30, because I would have been in
I know. I know. I mean, well, I actually loved the idea that I was like, oh, it's going to be my last day of therapy. And then I have an event. And then I have a StreamYard show with Dina. And then I have, hosting. And it'll be like this whole thing. But it was sort of predicated on New Jersey Transit working.
No.
Right. And well, really having the last therapy. I mean, here's the thing. If it works for me to go home, we're fine. Then that's right. Exactly.
All that
So
matters.
anyway,
Now, I was
whatever.
gonna ask you like what your stand-up's about, but I feel like just the last few minutes is like a really good example.
Here's the thing. Like people talk about in storytelling, like, oh, leave out the shoe leather. Sometimes we don't need the details. The thing is, sometimes some people want those details. And if you can make them interesting, God bless. And yes, I want to hear about your train ride. And I want to tell you about mine.
I love to hear about your train ride, but you've been up to some other, what we'll say, other amazing things. Like
Thank you, Dina. You too.
A late night show. Tell us about that one.
Sure. Yeah. I got to do Tonight Show. I got to do the Tonight Show, which was like really, I mean, honestly amazing. And not just because of the ride in and the ride home, which were great. Okay.
And on time.
They really were. Actually, I remember that day I was like, wow, we're like flying into the city. And like, don't think that that wasn't the most exciting thing that happened that day because it was pretty up there. But no, it was like, I mean, honestly, like that experience doing the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon was cartoonishly amazing. And like, as whatever I could have been like, oh, I wonder if it'll be that, or I hope it's that. It was like beyond. It was so exciting. It was so amazing. Yes. Like it was just like, I love stuff like that, that it's like, it can be that great. And, it's just the task of us as people to just be like, and you just get to live this moment. Like, what is better than that? Right?
That's
it was, I mean, that and like when my daughter was born, like those, and marrying Karen, like those are really the moments. And this right now, that's also true.
I love that you put me on the same list as the Tonight Show.
You're there. You're there.
Wife, having a baby, and this show. Like
you got it.
You made it flow as if it was.
You got it. You got it.
Real.
I mean it.
You just did the Funny AF show as well.
I did.
How
yes. It was great. So I'm in episode 3, buried inexplicably in the Chicago app. You would never even know that I'm there unless you know. And the thing is, here's the thing. And I did a video about my experience, which I encourage people to check out because I just, it's funny. It's like, here's the thing. God forbid I should ever make people watch a video of me on Instagram. But I really put some time into thinking about like what the processing of that experience was like, because I really thought I had some interesting things to share, and it's funny. Yeah. But it was a great experience. And it was like, I mean, if you've never worn a microphone pack for a reality show for a full 12 to 16 hours, I do recommend that because it gets pretty hot and doubles as a heating pad. Yeah. So that alone was worth the experience, but also it was great. It's like what they're doing with that show. It's good for comedy. It's good for stand-up comedy. It's good for,
I loved about it, Liz, is that at no point did Kevin Hart say anything negative about it.
Right. Totally. No, 100%.
There was literally like full respect across the board for the craft, for the person, for the guts that it took to get up there. Like
totally.
Such a different take on stand-up in terms from Last Comic Standing, where it was brutal.
So
I did. Everybody's saying, where do we follow Liz? Yes.
Totally. So at Liz Glazer, LizGlazer on everything. And you can go to my website, which is Dear Liz Glazer. But, between you and me, you Google my name. I mean, here's the thing. Google my name. Go to page 16, like live a little, do some research. Okay. Reach out to me, DM on Instagram or any of the platforms. Like I'm out here trying to make it on this specific street corner. And so, whatever, I'm hooking, but,
Now, I did notice that you've been doing like more sketches and things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I got into this and I was like, I want a television show. I've never not wanted that. And you know, I've taken all the pilot classes. I've written the pilot. I've rewritten the pilot. I've rewritten the pilot again. And then it's like at some point, sometimes you get to the point where you're like, even if I got to the point where I had the perfect pilot, what am I going to do with it? And so I was like, you know what I can do? I can do a short story with, you know, 3 separate minute-long-ish sketches and tell it from beginning to end, just that. And then I don't have to, not that I don't want to make a television show for real, of course I do. But in terms of what I can do right now, I was like, let me just figure this out. And so if you go, if you go to my page, you'll see those. I also have a sub page. It's called Liz.the TV show, which, I mean, I'm not saying that I really nailed it on the name, but I basically just wanted to have one Instagram page. Yeah, it's pretty catchy. Pretty catchy.
I think it shows. Now, Courtney just said that you're bubbly. I don't know how you feel about that.
Love it. I love bubbles. Here's the thing. I think as comedians, like, and everybody has their own style, obviously, but like, I think I'm a pretty good writer. I think I'm funny. I think all of that, whatever. But what I know is like, I have a lot of energy and it works for me to really bring that energy. And so that's, I think, my job when I'm doing comedy is, you know what I think about it, Dina? I think like I had this game on my Nokia phone. It was called Fly Ribbon, which, by the way, if anybody in the chat, but I don't know if, did you know Fly Ribbon or no?
No, I just laughed.
Okay.
You said Nokia.
Oh yeah. So anyway, back in the day phone, and it was this game, and it was so addictive, and I've tried to find it and I can't. So if anybody has any tips on finding a Ridge Fly Ribbon, listen, if it's black and white, it's better. So anyway, all you had to do was keep the ribbon in the air and it would go droopy, and then you got to press up, and with the Nokia, whatever, like and so you do that and you keep the ribbon in the air. And sometimes when I go on stage, I'm like, that's the job. Like, yes, the jokes, yes, the whatever, but it's keep the ribbon in the air, because that's the thing, is we get to bring joy to crowds of people, and that's such a privilege. And like, if you can keep that bubble up, right, then that's good. So bubbly, I love bubbly. I'm so happy to be bubbly.
I love it.
Thank you.
I love it.
I love you. I think you're fantastic.
Question, how long you been doing stand-up? Because I don't think anyone's going to beat Leighann.
Oh, I don't think I will. I started March 5, 2013 was my first ever. And then, however you want to count from that. So like 13 years, if it's like to the day. Yeah.
All right. That's a good amount of time.
Sure.
And, I know we don't have much time left, because I know you got to get to your show.
No, I'm fine.
What was the journey for you? Because I feel like I meet a lot of lawyers at parties, shows, and they're the first ones to run up and be like, I have always thought about doing stand-up. Lawyers, number one, or the first one to say it. Only seconded by doctors.
Right.
So like, what was that journey? Because you were teaching at a law school, right?
Yeah. So I had just gotten tenure as a full-time academic. That was my life. I was a law professor, and I had even like gotten a visit at like a, arguably better ranked, more prestigious law school. And so I had hit this like apex in terms of like being like proving that I was like smart enough, basically, which I feel like was relevant psychologically for me at that moment, because I think that was kind of why I did it. I don't know that I knew that necessarily going into it, but I feel like kind of getting to that point, I was like, oh, I just hiked up this whole mountain, like, and why did I do that? So that was sort of the moment. And basically I was visiting at this other school, and it's kind of the thing where you don't want to be like weird. You sort of have more time when you're a visitor, especially when you're visiting like up in the ranks, because you don't want to seem so thirsty. Like they know you want the job kind of thing. So it's like, you don't have to go to like extra meetings or whatever. So I found a hobby. And basically, I did improv first. And then the improv teacher was like, have you ever tried or thought about trying rather stand up? And I said, not at all. And she's like, well, I would put you on my show if you did it. And I was like, what are you even talking about? And then I did the show. And, you know, this is a little bit the joke version, but it does kind of land us at the beginning where we got where we were at the beginning of this conversation, because I told my therapist, same therapist, of course, I said to her right after I did stand up for the first time, I was like, you know, I did stand up. I felt like I was having a professional orgasm, which, by the way, is basically a regular orgasm, but I was 100% sure that I was having it. And so basically, based on that, that was like the feeling that then led to, you know, a variety of like logistical moments in the law school that allowed me to leave the position. Like officially retire was like the actual thing, because I was leaving a tenured post. And so that,
If somebody asked you which one of those jobs is harder, lawyering or stand up?
It's a really good question. I do think it's a really good question, Dina, because in a way it's like a draw, because like I do find that I have to give up less of my soul to do this, because I feel like I really am in it. And, you know, like I liked, especially teaching, I really enjoyed that, because ultimately, like, you're an academic, so you can research whatever you want and you have your own spin on it, but it is still a professional school. So you kind of have to adhere to, Well, and like, you know, it's property class. So I can't be telling you about my date from last night, even though I probably did, depending on the semester. But like, you know, I couldn't just talk about like what I wanted to talk about. I had to like do the material. And, you know, with stand up, it's like you have the ability to start from really wherever. There's nobody says you have to do this type of material or that, right? But where it, I think, kind of equals out is then you have to make sure, like, okay, but we gotta beat this story out, and we gotta make sure that there's punchlines in every however many seconds, and then really like make it all tie together so that we have that energy lifted all the time. Right. So
well,
I
it's
think,
funny because I ask you because I started, you know, dating Jason, who's my fiance. But
love it.
He's very smart. He's a very smart man. He has a lot of big words.
Yeah.
And when we started dating, I was like, I don't know what you're saying. I don't know your big words. I can keep up with whatever. And he was like, Dina, you're like one of the smartest people I know. And I was you should know more people. Because that's not the case. He was like, I think that comedians are extremely smart. And you know, I think that there's just a lot of different types of smart, right? Like,
totally.
And so it's just interesting because everybody unequivocally will say lawyering, very smart. Sure. So I think that you're kind of in this unique position to say, like, you could be this smart person. You could be this other person that most people would think not that smart. Right. But I do think
I agree. I agree with you entirely.
Yeah. So so did you ever make it over the hill teaching law? I don't know what that means.
Over the hill. Like, is that I don't know what that means either.
Melanie, try again. Ask us again what that question is.
Okay. Yeah. I want to know, Melanie.
I'll give her another chance.
Okay.
So how do people find you?
Well, right now I'm on the corner. At Liz Glazer on everything, and dearlizglazer.com. But again, Google, have some fun, go into the weeds there, you know. I'm saying that like there's anything to find. You'll probably just find the other people who share my exact name who are not me. But
are there a lot of Liz Glazers?
Well, yeah, there's a pediatric AIDS foundation because Elizabeth Glazer very tragically died of AIDS in, I think it was the late 80s or early 90s. Wow. And then there's another person who's also a lawyer and ran for office or held some position under the Cuomo administration. I mean, I've gotten these people's emails before, so it's funny. But no, I mean, you can find me, you know, on my website, Dear Liz Glazer, but if you literally Google Liz Glazer, you'll figure out, you know, how to get to me. And I welcome that you do, of course.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Well, Liz, listen, you've got 30 minutes before you've got
I know. I know it. It's so good to see you.
Really. seeing you next Saturday and all the
You
ladies.
too.
For sure.
Of
Well, thanks
course.
for joining us on a nameless street. I really appreciate you. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you next week. I'll make sure everybody.
Me too.
All right.
Me too. Okay.
Thanks.
I love you, Dina. All right.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Liz Glazer is the best. So is Leighann Lord and Helen Wildy, not Wildly. So hopefully you've gotten a little taste of not only just the amazing female comics that I have had the pleasure of being friends with, but also the just amazing organization that is Ladies of Laughter. So if not the Pittsburgh show, check out when it's going to be near you, because Missy's on these shows. You heard Wendy Liebman is on these shows, and they're just a really nice night out. So thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure you check out all of the contact info for all the ladies you saw tonight. But I hope you had a great night. I'm exhausted. The dog has her head in the flowers. I might be a little drunk, so I'm going to go to bed. But thanks for joining us as always. I hope you enjoyed meeting all of these amazing women, and thank you all so much for being here as always. And yeah, we'll see you very soon somewhere. I don't know where. Check out Instagram. I'll be making some videos. Who believes that? Okay, bye-bye. Have a great night and a blessed night. Bye-bye.